He's in control of everything. He controls everything. So what we need to be asking ourselves is why we are in the condition that we in. The Bible is going to give you the answer why this happened. Read.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body.
And what fruit comes out your body? Your children. You were born. You didn't do nothing wrong, bro. But God said, hey, our ancestors broke this. But your children going to have to feel it too. That's how bad we pissed God off.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So what are some examples of a race of people being cursed in the city? Look around you, brother. It's trash everywhere. I'm looking at trash. If you go to Bloomfield Hills, will you see this? Who live in the worst house? Us. We live in the worst house. What about the who in the projects? Is that a good place to live in, bro? That's not who live in the projects. We live in the projects. These are examples of being cursed in the city. What's going on? What's going on? You said your name Robert? Robert? Marcus? Alright, read verse 15 again. Do y'all know why we reading this? Remember we brought up the Jewish man? Who are the real Jews? Is it them or us? How do we know that? Hold that, give me 1-1, Deuteronomy 1-1. This is, we reading these curses to see who it fits. Does it fit us? Or does it fit the white man that calls himself a Jew? Because you said Christ was a black man, right? We read out the Bible. We all can agree that Christ is a black man, right? Yep. Is he a Jew? Yes. Christ was a Jew, right? He descends from David, which was a Jew, right? How can the Jews be white when Christ, who is the king of the what? King of what? He's king of the Jews. How can he be a white man? Does that make any sense? You can't listen to the same people that did this to you. They gonna tell you the truth? No, they not gonna tell you the truth. Read, watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Spake to who?
All Israel.
So this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel, or another name for the children of Israel would be what? The Jews. The Jews. Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. Now we're gonna read some of the prophecies that fit the Jews. Read.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
It shall come to pass. What does that mean? That is going to happen. We talking about the future. This was written thousands of years ago, before we even got to this land. Read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto...
What does hearken mean? If you don't listen. If you don't listen, read.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
So Moses is speaking to the real Jews. If we don't listen to God to keep his commandments, read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
Now, is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? That's a very, very bad thing, bro. This is a curse. Why did this happen to us? Do you know why this happened? You believe in God, right? Why did God allow this to happen?
Well, a lot of people believe in God.
Hey, what's going on, sis? You know we reading? You believe in the Bible? You do believe in the Bible. Why did God allow this to happen? This slavery. Why did God allow this to happen? God don't take no naps. God ain't human. He don't need to take naps. He don't need to go to sleep for a couple hours. Don't worry, brother. You never learned this before. This is something that you will never hear nowhere else, brother. Y'all need to be diligent, man. Diligent in paying attention. Sister, sis, why did God allow this to happen? Because in church, they not going to tell you this. They don't even touch on this. Right? They pretend we all good and it's never happened, right? Why did God allow this to happen? Because y'all all believe in God. God don't take no naps. Why did he allow this to happen? This we read. This is the question that we need to ask ourselves while we sitting in church, while we in school, because they not going to teach you this. I'm going to, the Bible is going to give you the answer why this happened. Sister, don't walk away. What's wrong? She don't want to hear the truth. We gotta be We can't be sensitive to important topics. This is what we really need to know.
Read. To do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city. How? Give me some examples of somebody being cursed in the city. Look at how we live. Y'all 15, bro. Y'all 15, so y'all almost grown. Give me how we cursed in the city. We get the lowest. Who live in the worst house? Us. We live in the worst house. What about the who in the projects? Is a project, is that a good place to live in, bro? No. That's not who live in the projects. We live in the projects. These are examples of being cursed in the city. Y'all have not started working yet, but guess what? When you start working, you're gonna find out why did this white man get this position that I perfectly fit, that I went to school for, yet he has less experience, he has less education for, but he got it before me. Sometimes you'll hire your replacement. Sometimes you'll hire your manager. He goes, right. He goes and gets above you on a job that you perfectly fit. What about gangs? What about gangs? Is there groups of white people terrorizing white neighborhoods? Doing shootouts, drive-bys in white neighborhoods, you turn on the news, this fits us. This fits us. That's not normal, brother. We've been in it so long that we normalized it. But the Chinese man he don't know nothing about that. The white man don't know nothing about that. These are examples of being cursed in this city. This is Moses speaking to the real Jews. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
You know what it is. IUIC Detroit. We out here in the slums, in the ghettos. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe.
How's we cursing the field, bro? What's your name?
Rashad.
Rashad, I'm Judas. How are we cursing the field? Read it again for me. Read it again. You ever heard this before?
Oh, yeah.
All right, read it again. Watch this. 16.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So what are some examples of a race of people being cursed in the city? Look around you, brother. It's trash everywhere. I'm looking at trash. If you go to Bloomfield Hills, will you see this? Will you see cans, wrappers? I'm seeing empty noodle cups. Will you see? So all of a sudden, when you cross 8 Mile, the curse is just it's clean. But when you go to the other side where Detroit at, it's just dirty. That's spiritual. God is in control of everything. Hold that. Give me Deuteronomy 32:39. God don't take no naps, bro. God don't take no naps. He's in control of everything. A bird won't fall off the sky unless he says so. He controls everything. So what we need to be asking ourselves is why we are in the condition that we in. Is he in control of all that? Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he.
Hey, God said I'm him. You heard that? Y'all heard that before? Oh, he think he him. God said I'm him. Even now that I am he. Read.
And there is no God with me. I kill.
Uh-oh. You heard that? You heard what God said? He said I kill. You paying attention, sister? God said I kill. Meaning he in control of all this. Read.
And I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
God tells Satan what to do. Go kill him real quick. Go take care of that for me. God commands Satan what to do. Read.
For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever.
Hey, God the only man that can do that truthfully. I live forever. Ain't nothing goes on without my say so. So I'm gonna ask you, why did God allow this to happen? You said you believe in the Bible, right? So why did God allow this to happen? You go to church? What do you claim in any specific religion?
Christian.
You a Christian? Okay. So you just don't go to church?
Let me go.
Are you a part of any specific denomination? Hey, brothers, read that flyer. Show your parents them flyers too. Don't throw them away. So you said you non-denominational?
Well, as far as what?
As far as because Christian is a religion, but it's different belief systems within that religion, right? You got Baptist, you got Catholic, You got.
Honestly, I just know that it's a God.
Okay, so you kind of like non-denominational type. All right, but do you go to church?
You need to start back.
No, you don't. You in church right now, brother. You're looking at the church. So the building, that building of man's hands, where they lie to you and they show you that man as Jesus, that's not where you want to go. They lying to you. How do you know? Because you never heard this before in church. How many times you been in church? Out of the many times you've been in church, have you ever heard that Christ was a black man? No, you haven't. Have you ever heard your nationality according to the Bible, your identity, who we are in the Bible? Have they ever told you why we in the conditions that we in today? As far as the ghettos, the slums, everywhere you go, we at the bottom of society. Have you ever heard that in church? No, you haven't. Because they lie to you. They lie to you. Who is the preacher that they set up? They have to go to a school. They have to go to seminary school. Where do they get their degree, their qualification to be a preacher? The same man that did this. So it don't make no sense. God, Jesus didn't go to no seminary school. He spoke to the spiritual leaders or whatever, and they were surprised. They were surprised. Like, how did he learn this? Who taught him? Because God bestowed the knowledge upon him himself. So that's not who he needs to listen to. So you don't know why this happened to you.
I do. We come from kings and queens to end up to that.
You damn right. You come from kings and queens. Now my question to you is, what kings and queens?
Africa.
In Africa. Africa is a large place. Give me Galatians 4:26. Africa is a very, you know what I want.
A part of this was Africa.
Yeah. Huh?
A part of this was Africa.
It's a whole different continent. It's a whole different continent.
Broken up.
Oh, you talking about, yeah. No, but it's not that far back. We ain't going that far back. All right. What part of Africa do you come from? Did Africans sell, let me ask you this. Did Africans sell Africans into slavery? Who told you that?
What I'm saying is
Black people.
You said what? White people?
Black people.
Black people told you that black people sold? No. Give me Joel 3. We gonna talk, see? All this stuff that we've been lied to our whole lives, bro. And they told you that in church, right? They don't even touch on slavery in church. Right? So that's why a lot of our people, they struggle to even believe in a God because of the Christian church. Now the Christian church has produced more atheists than any other institution. Because they make the Bible a fairy tale. They don't make the Bible true to what we live today. They make the Bible a fairy tale. Joel 3, start at verse 2. Listen to this, bro. Well, listen to this. The Africans did not sell Africans into slavery. Watch this.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
That's why you hear about that chaos going on in the Middle East. Why is always wars and stuff? Why they keep going back to Iraq? What's going on with Iran? That's how it's continuously something going on over there. The valley of Jehoshaphat is in the Middle East. Read.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel.
So God says He gonna destroy the nations for what they did to the children of Israel. Read.
Who they have scattered among the nations.
Oh, okay. How were we scattered among the nations? Think about it. Slavery. You had slave ships going over to the Americas, the Caribbean, some parts of Europe, all over the world. It's a slave trade that we don't even know about. The East. It was a slave trade not only on the West Coast, but off the East Coast too. We're going to China, India, all different parts, everywhere in the world. Slaves, our people built the Great Wall of China. That's something that they won't teach. They try to erase your history. Read.
And parted my land.
And parted. Now you have Arabs and fake Jews fighting over our land. Read.
And they have cast lots for my people.
Cast lots. Hey, we got this big strong buck. He's about 250 pounds. He's 6'2". Who wants $200? I got $200 over here. I got $250 over here. Miss Johnson. That's casting lots. Casting lots. They had auctions. We were the property. We were who they were selling. Read.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
They made our men breeders. You ever heard of breeding farms? Because when slavery was quote unquote outlawed, they didn't send any more ships to Africa. They made us, they put us on farms, and they started breeding us like dogs. Sometimes the brother would have to have sex with his mother, and a child was produced. Put him to work. They kept that going. Read.
And sold a girl for wine.
Uh-oh. You raping our women. This is the Bible. You never heard this in church. This is Bible. Who else did this happen to? No one else. But keep on your point. Keep the point. Because I asked you this. Did Africans sell Africans into slavery? Read.
That they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Who?
O Tyre and Zidon.
Tyre and Zidon. Those are Hamites. Those are real Africans. Those are real, true Africans. Read.
And all the coast of Palestine.
Oh, the Arabs. You ever heard? Does that sound familiar to you? What does that sound like? Arabs and Africans selling slaves. What does that sound like to you? Huh?
Oh, sound like something.
That's called the trans-Saharan slave trade. That's called the trans. So God made a distinction. Go to Exodus 11:7. God made a distinction between the children of Israel, because that's what was being sold in Tyre and Zidon. Now you might think, damn, I never heard this stuff before. As far as who is Tyre, Zidon, the coast of Palestine, what is going on? The white man renamed the nations. You won't find Chinese in the Bible. You won't find French or German. You won't find Africa in the Bible. The white man renamed all these lands, including the races of people. That's why you can't find this stuff in the Bible. But these people still walk the earth today, just under different names. So Tyre and Zidon will be considered real blood Africans, because you're not African. You will never find in history where the white man was a slave trade selling of white people. Chinese man, Chinese slave trade, or Chinese selling Chinese people. That's only us when they confuse our history and they try to confuse it. That's only with us. Exodus 11:7.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7.
Let me ask you this. What color are the Egyptians? The biblical Egyptians. What color are they? They brown? Black. They black. The biblical Egyptians are black. Watch this. Watch this.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
It's not talking about a real dog. He said no nation better even speak greasy about my people. He calling the other nations dogs. Read.
Against man or beast.
You can't even talk about my people. Don't even talk about, you see I got my people right there. Don't say nothing about my dog. That's what God said. You better not lift a finger. You better not say nothing against my people. Read. This is where we were empowered. Read.
That ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference.
The Lord put a difference between who?
Between the Egyptians.
The Egyptians, which were what? Black people, read.
And Israel.
And Israel. Now, what did the children of Israel look like? Go to Song of Solomon 1:1. Now we're gonna read what the children of Israel look like. What do you think they look like? You think they white? What you think they look like? You think they us? I'm gonna read it. Song of Solomon 1. I'm gonna read it. I'm reading. We talk, like you said, you go to church or whatever, right? How old are you about? If you don't mind me asking about it.
34.
So 34 years, you never heard this knowledge. There's something going on. They spend money to hide this stuff from us. They spend billions of dollars every year to hide this stuff from us, bro. The reason why they keep the quote-unquote Palestinians, they keep trying to take the land that they occupy, they keep trying to fund Israel, and they go hard for Israel, bro. They send them billions of dollars every year, bro. Why? To keep this lie up, that they the real Jews. Nowhere in the Bible where you find that other nations funded the Israelites to keep them in power and war. No, that's the exact opposite when you read the Bible. That don't make no sense. You got what I want? 1 and 1. Read 1 and 1 first. Read.
The book is
What color was King Solomon? You know who King Solomon is, right? The wisest man that ever walked the planet. What color was he? What did he look like? But we gonna read it, brother. That's why we here. That's why we here for our people. Read.
the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. The Song of Songs, which is Solomon's.
This is Solomon wrote what we about to read. Skip down to verse 5, get to the point.
Verse 5. I am black.
King Solomon was what color?
I am black.
Solomon was what?
I am black.
Solomon was black. Read.
But comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
He said, I'm black and beautiful. I'm black and beautiful. Read.
As the tent of Kedar.
Kedar, what does Kedar mean? Kedar means black. I'm blacker than black. I'm cold-blooded out here, man. I'm blacker than black. Read.
As the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me, because I am black. Because the sun hath looked upon me.
What happens to black people's skin when we stand outside in the sun? We get darker. Who does that fit? That's just talking about our people. But remember the point. He said that children, this is the Israelites. King Solomon was a child of Israel. He descends from Israel, right? So the Israelites are black, and the Egyptians were also what? Black. So that's two different races of people, though. That's two different races of people. They look kind of alike. They two really dark-skinned nations of people. They both black, though. So you can't say you African. You won't find African in the Bible. If you even go to Africa, they don't call themselves African. They say, hey, what tribe you from? I'm Burundi. What tribe you from? I'm Ashanti. Oh, he Igbo. Understand? Oh, I'm Berber. They have different tribes, right? If you even go to the ethnic groups, you got Cushitic tribes, you got Bantu tribes. You know what I'm saying? It's different groups. It's only here where they say Africa, and it's just a broad. That means you got white people in Africa, bro. They claim they African. You got South Africans, you got Arabs that stand in the north. They all technically African, right? So you got to be real specific when you say, oh, you African. So you saying that you African, do you really know where you come from?
I got Haitian in me.
You got Haitian in you, right? But where did Haitians come from? They come from Haiti, but where was they at before they was in Haiti? Africa. Where from in Africa? Can we go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28? I'm gonna show you because can you find Haiti in the Bible? Can you find Africa in the Bible? So you need to know what your biblical name is, because God has different judgments for the different nations. Does God love everybody? He does. Romans 9:13. I'm gonna show you how important it is to know who you are in the Bible, because in order for you not to identify with this group of people that we about to read about here, God hates a specific group of people. You need to know whether you fall in that category or not. It's very important. Romans 9:13. This is talking about, you know who Esau is? You ever heard of Esau? You never heard that in the Bible? Read, watch this. He will touch it. Read.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
You know who Jacob is? Who is Jacob? Jacob is the father of these people in this psalm. Jacob fathered the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are the forefathers of the Jews, the real Jews. So Jacob, when he mentions Jacob, he's talking about the real Jews. Read. He said, I love the real Jews. I love the children of Israel. Let's see if it's the polar opposite. Read.
But Esau.
But he puts a distinction. But
Esau have I hated.
I thought God loved everybody. They tell you that. They tell us that in church. Does God love everybody? Read it again for him. He never heard this. Don't feel bad, bro. I didn't know this before I started learning. Read it again.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So whoever Esau might be, you need to know whether you Esau or not. So is it important that you know where you come from or what nation of people you come from in the Bible? Because you don't know if God hates you or not. You need to be able to figure out where I come from in the Bible. Am I Esau? Does God hate me? Or do I come from Jacob? You need to know the difference between Jacob and Esau and who descends from them people, right? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Who is God's chosen people in the Bible? Huh? Who is God's chosen people in the Bible? Israelites. Who are the Israelites? Give me your honest answer. Don't say nothing that you might think I want to hear. Just give me your, be honest. You think it's the white people? You don't think it's the Israelis?
Sure.
How you know that? You right. I'm just saying how you know that. I'm about to prove it. You said what?
The Egyptians.
What about the Egyptians?
The area. Yeah.
You said the area. So you talking about the Exodus? The Exodus, how you know is? I'm gonna show you, bro. Because you're not off at all. I'm gonna give you more ammo for what you believe in. I'm gonna give you even more ammo. I'm gonna give you more proof of what you're saying. Because you're not off. You're not wrong. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. Read.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel. Moses is saying, if we don't listen to what God, that's what hearken means. If we don't listen to God, what's going to happen?
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
So if we don't listen to God, the curses which we're going to name are going to fall upon us. We're going to see who it fit. Read.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Name some aspects of being cursed in the city. Think about what's in the city. Housing. Think about your community. All this different stuff. What about the crime rate in the city? Who does the crime rate mainly target? Black people. What about housing? You got the worst housing. School. It's schools in the city, right? Think about, do we got the best schools and worst schools? So this is, you read Bible prophecy. You read Bible prophecy. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Cursed shalt thou be in the field. What does that sound like to you? Where were we picking cotton? We were picking cotton in a cotton field. Mississippi was the cotton capital of the whole earth. That's how they built all this up. Hundreds of years of free slave labor. A cotton capital of the world, which just so happens to be us, working for free, being tortured. So you're going to be cursed in the field. What about the work field today? You the last hired, first fired. Why? Because God said we didn't listen. We didn't keep his laws. Read.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Read it again.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Think about all these stores. Look around, bro. All these stores. You got a gas station, you got a Family Dollar, you got a liquor store, you got a fish and chicken. Let's start with this.
Half of the guys
That fish and chicken right here. Who you think owns it?
half of them are on. They'll be on parole.
You think, bro, why the hell do I have to go through a Chinese man for fried chicken? I'm black. We black. Why the hell are we going to another nation of people, whether it be Arabs, white man, anybody else? Why the hell do I have to go to them for fried damn chicken? Do that make sense? That's the stereotype that we eat damn fried chicken. Who make the best fried chicken? Why do I have to go to another race for fried chicken? Do that make any sense? Bro, you should be insulted, bro. You should be insulted, pissed off. Do that make, I walk in this joint, bro, I don't own it. Why I don't own this in my neighborhood? Fried chicken. Hey, what you want? Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. Or what you want? What you want? Who the hell is this man talking to? For fried chicken. Bro, that's God. That's divine order, bro. That's how you know that's God, bro. Read.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body. And
what fruit comes out your body? Your children. You were born, you didn't do nothing wrong, bro. But God said, hey, our ancestors broke this, but your children gonna have to feel it too. That's how bad we pissed God off. He said, your children gonna feel this. So you born into the worst housing, the worst schools. You went to the worst schools. You know what I'm saying? Because your teachers didn't give a damn about us. Barely graduated. You smart as hell, but guess what? They don't care to engage you the way children are meant to be engaged. So guess what? You barely make it. You think it's you. You think it's you. It's not you. The man that put the education in place, the curriculum in place, the teachers that he hired, they don't really care. They just there to get a paycheck, go home. The children, they put their feet kicked up on the desk or whatever. They not paying attention. So you don't think you should pay attention. You don't see a point. This is a cycle, brother. All because we don't want to keep God's law. This is the Bible. verse 37. We skipping key points. 15 through 68 is key points, bro. Give me 68 as a matter of fact. We gonna get to the biggest point. Then I'm gonna give you, because we read negative stuff here. But I'm gonna give you some light. I'm gonna give you it's a way out. It's a way out. I'm gonna show you. Read. This is the biggest thing though, the biggest clue. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
If you read the Bible, did the children of Israel ever go into Egypt again as a whole? Hold that, Exodus 20 and 2. He said he's going to bring you into Egypt again. Now, Egypt, it comes from a Greek word, Egyptos. We're going to read what this word means. Read what you got. Let's see what God calls Egypt in the Bible. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
The land of Egypt. We talking about Egypt. Read.
Out of the house of bondage.
What did God call Egypt? Read that last part again for me.
Out of the land of Egypt. Out of the house of bondage.
The house of bondage. Bondage is talking about, that's another word for slavery. Bondage and slavery are synonymous. Go back. Now, we put the pieces together, bro, because remember, the Egyptians didn't call that land Egypt. It was Mizraim. So God is calling Egypt slavery. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Into what?
Into Egypt again with ships.
For slavery with ships. Is there any court? Do you remember any history of a white Jewish man going anywhere on slave ships? No, you don't. That fit who? The people on this side. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
By the way, the same way, the exact same way I'm speaking to you right now. The bottom slave ships. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
He's talking about Egypt. You're not going to see Egypt again. He's talking about the land now. He said, you're not going to see Egypt again, the land, but I'm going to bring you into slavery again with ships. So he making a clear distinction. It's very clear. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
There, where I sent you into slavery on them slave ships, you're going to be sold unto your enemies. When did this happen? When did this happen? This happened in America, brother. This happened. Read, finish it off.
For bondmen and bondwomen,
Slave men and slave women.
and no man shall buy you.
Once you get into that slavery, no man's going to be able to redeem you out of that slavery. Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, you still in slavery today, because we still, all these nations that held us in slavery still own everything that we surrounded by. So you still in slavery today.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.